Hi guys, this is Nikhil the Geeky Nomad and welcome to my channel. On this episode of the F1 Capsule, we are going to talk about the recently concluded Monaco Grand Prix. While it was not the Monaco Grand Prix of old, but then it was not far from epic. We did not see a lot of overtakes on the road, but then we saw it in the pit stops and strategy calls. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's start off by talking about the championship. We have two new championship leaders, both in the Constructors as well as the Drivers' Championship. Max Verstappen took the win and is now leading the World's Driver Championship for the first time in his career as he tipped Lewis, who did not have the best of Grand Prix. Red Bull, after a long time, are also on top of the Constructors' Championship. Like I said, Mercedes did not have the best of Grand Prix, in fact, far from it. They had a botched up pit stop, which saw Valtteri Bottas retire from the race, and a strategy call which saw Lewis lose positions off the track as his rivals went longer and overcut him for positions. Now let's quickly talk about Ferrari. Ferrari are finally showing some pace, which saw Charles Leclerc bag the pole position and Carlos Sainz bagging a podium. The Tifosi are finally getting what they wanted, to see Ferrari back in podium positions and fighting for wins. In the midfield, we did not see a lot of battles, but then we did see Sebastian Vettel of old. He finally looked like the four-time world champion that he is, and his fans enjoyed a lot. He bagged the first points for his new team, and we wish to see a lot more similar performances from the four-time world champion. Like I said, there were not a lot of battles that were fought on the track, but then it was the pit stops that made the game. We saw Sergio Perez and Sebastian Vettel go long and overcut their rivals for positions. We also heard Lewis Hamilton not very happy on the team radio, but then hey, sometimes Mercedes also make bad strategy calls, don't they? Now there is one thing that I have not been able to wrap my head around. That is Daniel Ricciardo visibly struggling against Lando Norris. Lando Norris, even though he is in the form of his life, he probably has had the best start to this year's campaign. He already has 2 podium positions in the bag, and we see Daniel visibly struggling against him. Daniel is one of the drivers making a move to a new team, but then Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz seem to get more and more comfortable with the new cars. But unfortunately, Daniel is still struggling somehow. In the midfield battle, there is not much to talk about. Aston Martin did score a lot of points, but then Alpine struggled. Gasly scored points for AlphaTauri, and Giovinazzi scored points for Alfa Romeo. That's all we have for this episode of the F1 Capsule. Do let us know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with our point of view. We look forward to hearing from you, and always do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Until next time, bye bye.